perfumies. I have two beautiful perfumes for the ladies to recommend for the cooler weather, the more autumnal weather. These are my fall picks for day and nighttime for women, but as always, there's no such thing as rules and regulations when it comes to perfume. And if you're a guy and these things sound absolutely delectable, then you must investigate. I command you. If it's the middle of summer when you're watching this and you like how these things sound, check it out. Who cares? The perfume doesn't care as long as it smells good on you. Anyway, my daytime pick for the fall, for the ladies, is a perfume called La Pluie. It's by Miller Harris. And Miller Harris is a British line. The perfumer's name is Lynn Harris. And La Pluie is a gorgeous green tropical floral. Now, it might seem a little counterintuitive for me to be recommending a tropical floral when it's getting colder and the days are getting darker and shorter. But my feeling is, why go matchy-matchy with a perfume? You might as well bring another flavor into your world. Why wear a brown smell if you're going to be wearing brown and standing next to a brown tree? You might as well live a little and cast your mind back to when the living was a little bit more easy. So La Pluie involves very insinuating flowers. I always like to think of jasmine and ylang-ylang as flowers with a dirty mind. Mimosa is like that because they're a little physical, they're almost overripe, they're a little sweaty, and they emphasize our humanness. You know, it's not like putting air freshener on your body. Heaven forfend. And the other thing that's fantastic about La Pluie is that it takes all of these tropical flowers or you know, these flowers that give this tropical vibe, and then it makes it a little, it kind of increases the tropicality of it by introducing a little bit of ozonic saltiness. So there's a little bit of oceanic sea spray in there. And I think some of that is courtesy of the vetiver. Vetiver is that wonderful smoky slash salty grass root that always gives a little bit of cojones to a fragrance. There's also vanilla in there, which makes La Pluie more comforting, plushes it up a little bit. And I always recommend La Pluie for an unusual daytime fragrance because it's pretty, it's nimble, it's not leaden and heavy, it's not going to just lie over your workplace and smother your colleagues like a low-lying cloud. It's not going to interfere with their sensory perception for 24 hours. It's very nimble, very light on its feet, and La Pluie kind of hovers close to your body. So it definitely has a personality. It's not namby-pamby, it's not too twee, but it's not overbearing and overwhelming at the same time. So I think it's absolutely beautiful. Now for nighttime, I'm going to stick with a British perfume line. This one is called Ormonde Jayne, and the perfume designer behind it is Linda Pilkington. And Tolu is one of my favorites from the Ormonde Jayne line. Tolu is based, as you might imagine, around an ingredient called Tolu, which is a Peruvian resin from Peru. You got to check its passport. And Tolu has, as its main characteristic, it's very spicy in a cinnamony kind of way. So it's sticky, spicy, yummy. But when you wear Tolu, it's not one of those Orientals where you feel like you have to have a spoonful of vanilla ice cream plopped alongside you before you're served around to the crowd, unless that's what you fancy. Because it is kind of butched up a little bit with frankincense, and the thing that makes Tolu so interesting is that it also has an herbal quality. So there's juniper berries in there, there's clary sage, and that's what makes me think of it as a real kind of harvest time Oriental. It's one that I like to wear hiking because I'm one of those freaks that wears perfume. I can find any excuse to wear perfume. Oh, I'm going to sleep. I must apply perfume. I'm going on a hike. Oh, well, I'm going to put on some perfume. Why not? So I always think of Tolu as something that goes great with the great outdoors. And it's unusual for in terms of ambery Orientals because it isn't just something that makes you feel kind of overfed and sleepy. It's definitely got a little bit more brawn to it, and it has kind of a peculiar characteristic of almost being a little bit spooky or melancholy. And I I think of Dune by Christian Dior as having that aspect as well. It's dry, it's full and thick, but dry at the same time. So in that sort of way, that's what makes me think of it as great for an autumnal fragrance when it's getting darker outside and the days are shorter. And so Tolu has this great characteristic of being very full and snuggly, but also kind of distant and melancholic at the same time. I like a lot of complexity in my perfume. I like a perfume with personality. I'm Katie Puckrik, and I smell.